clowns.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this replay that a fan gave to me, who is named Xani, and he's going to be playing as Epirus, while he told me this guy's name's Hora, but yeah, and he's playing as Messalia. Let's go and watch this replay then. This is going to be something for Sunday. I wanted to match up, because we haven't done one of these in a while, and I'm hopefully going to enjoy this as much as you guys. So let's watch. As you can see, Messalia has got a very, very strange setup in my mind. I was thinking as Messalia he would have a lot more spear Greek style troops, but in fact he has more Gallic troops. Maybe he was trying to show to be the opposite of what he was going to most likely be, while Epirus, I think that is an average setup for the Epirus people, except without a general, without a actual general unit that I can actually see there from the top of my head. But hopefully that won't do anything bad. From what looks here, it looks like there's no real missile difference. Actually, the Gallic skirmishers are probably weaker than the Helliot skirmishers, so I could see that Epirus would have a more relaxed approach when it comes to missile troops. Yeah, their missile troops are a lot better, and they're very light at the same time. Well, that's a Tarantine Cav. He has a Tarantine Cav at the front. Okay. This is the first time I've watched the replay as well. So it looks like that Xani has an average setup with mercenary swordsmen at the side, mostly Italian swordsmen with levies at the front. The levies are probably going to be acting as a shield through most of this, and for something to be attacked and killed by, but just an easy fodder unit. The Royal Peltis, which are in fact melee infantry, are going to be at each side, and it looks like one of the Royal Peltis is actually a general as well, so he'll need to protect that to ensure his morale stays alright. And hoplites at the front as well. These hoplites are going to be well at the front, but can be easily flanked. So at the front here we got Tarantine Cav, which is a missile cavalry. This could go well against the very light missile troops here, and I cannot see any missile troops from these guys. Nope, there's no missile troops from Xani, so a missile cavalry. So that means this side could, Hora could have the missile advantage, which means that Xani would be most likely wanting to go to an engagement as quickly as possible. At the second line would be two Celtic warriors. They're going to be heavy melee infantry and will mainly go against the hoplite units from Xani in this game, I can guess. At the sides there are more Celtic warriors on the third line, with the hoplites in the middle, much like Xani, with his hoplites as the first proper line, and to be the one that will mainly stick in terms of the troops. Then behind that would be the axe warriors, which are going to be melee units, much like Xani's units over here, going to be fodder units. So they have got a very similar build in some ways. The Celtic slingers are going to be at the back. They're weaker than the missile units from Xani, so I suspect that they're going to be a lot worse in terms of the grounded missile units. On the side would be more missile unit Tarantine Cav, which means that most likely in terms of cavalry, Xani is going to be winning, and cavalry is going to be very, very effective when it comes to this game, because is all about flanking these hoplites and getting their main battle line destroyed. And then at the back would be the very heavy shock cavalry, which would be the only line of defense in terms of cavalry against his cavalry, against the melee cavalry, unless if he uses the missile cavalry to actually do some damage. So let's start this. It's going to be a very, very, very interesting game. So he's going to be moving his troops over to this bit. I think this is all because he doesn't want to be stuck between this area over here because of how low it is. So he wants to go into a higher position, as this guy is not actually moving at all, knowing that he's got the higher position. He's got the advantage when it comes to missiles, and he wants the other troops to be exhausted, as he is going to be moving probably to go against them on equal grounds. Now, I did suspect that the Messalia faction will, the person playing as Messalia would have more hoplites. I would suspect that, but these people are experts compared to me, so maybe they know something that I do not know about hoplites. But if I was Messalia, I would probably focus more on hoplite troops. But he is allowing Xani to move up more and exhaust his troops more, which could be the thing to topple over this game. So let me just fast forward when they're all going into position. You can see his very heavy infantry of Gallic warriors are going to be going frontwards, and they're going to be in a very long line. This would be very, very tasty for the missile troops that are coming up. But instead, the Tarantine Cab are seemingly charging towards, even though they're missile troops, they're charging towards, and now they are trying to be killing the skirmishers, but they didn't actually kill any of them, which is kind of weird how they didn't. No one was killed in that engagement at all. It was more of a frame more than anything else. I would have thought that at least a cavalry unit was going to die, or one of the melee, or one of the missile units of the mercenary Rhodian slingers. Still no one dead there. They got pretty high armor damage then. Pretty high in armor if they can survive something like that. But now they're going to be focusing on the slingers as well, as the Tarantine Cav are slowly going to be shredded away. The slingers over here are still not losing any units from this very, very light Celtic slinger that is now being fired upon by this missile unit, and is seemingly getting their troops killed while not actually doing any damage towards any of his units, which is kind of weird. What is it aiming at? Is it aiming at this guy? Yeah, it's actually aiming at the Royal Pelters, so he's trying to destroy mainly the melee units, knowing that he's going to be destroyed in the melee when the time comes. He is bringing up his fodder units and charging up to try and move these skirmishers back and stop them from killing any more Celtic slingers, but they are going to be charged in by the heavy shock cavalry. And the heavy shock cavalry are mainly going to be retreating as the hoplites are going to be coming up, forcing the other troops to go upon them, most likely. Even though the Celtic slingers are half, 50% of their effectiveness is now being cut off pretty much by the missile units, as the missile units are seemingly charged by the recently routed Celtic warriors. Okay, there seems to be some sort of flanking force. He's mainly flanking on the left side and trying to push out the Messalian troops on the left side, but they are being countercharged by heavy cavalry units to be able to keep that troop alive and healthy. And it's seemingly true that most of his forces are actually being killed along this side, so that is a ineffective flanking area. In my mind, that was rather ineffective, but the troops are being killed by the missile units on the what I will call left side of the flank. I'll call it left side. I would move this heavy shot cavalry to go in pursuit, but there's nothing much you can really do in a pursuit in that particular way. Instead, he's going to be moving and destroying these people over here, trying to flank in some ways, as the Axe warriors are being killed by the hoplites over there, as the hoplites are going to be killed by this ineffective slinger that has had half of its units killed. I think he is trying to bait these troops from charging, which could be seen as effective easily. But it doesn't look like they are going to be taking the bait, because he is mainly too focused on this giant cavalry victory that's happened over here. Wow. This giant victory that's happened over here on the left side of the flank. But it looks like reinforcements from Epirus has allowed these Tarentine cavalry to be destroyed slowly. But the Axe warriors are coming in to defend the Tarentine cav and stop them from being lost. As his infantry are being slowly destroyed, this melee went in too far in my mind and is slowly being cut to pieces. Okay, so that hoplite is dead now, and that is one of the 5 hoplite that the Messalian force had, and that unit was very important and has been dealt with effectively by peltists and slingers. Well, I didn't think that would actually do so, but it was probably a flank on the back by the peltist, as I would suspect. This Tarentine cav is slowly destroying the Thessalian shock cavalry, which he has not noticed are actually dying because of how much stuff is happening, including the attack of the slingers, which has completely ruined this line for the enemy forces. Okay, it looks like that this has turned into a hand combat thing now, with the cavalry being used to great effect by Xani against the Messalian guy Hora, as the only heavy shot cavalry that the Messalians had is now attacking the general in hopes of getting the general killed for a general death. But I don't think that is going to happen. I do not think. It looks like that these hoplites are also going to be down, but more hoplites are going to be against each other. Okay, that hoplite is dead as well. And some Tarentine cav has actually been captured and killed by some spear units, some hoplites. Interesting. That's what happens when you don't focus on your cavalry as much.
Yes, Commander.
But the general has survived bravely. I'm sorry if you can hear something upstairs, something's happening, I think somebody's dropping something, but if you can hear it, sorry about that. The Tarentine cav are actually charging to try and get this flank completely destroyed, and it looks like they are succeeding. Even though one of the Celtic warriors, which is the cannon fodder, is going to be killed, but they are cannon fodder. And this troop is trying to hold back as long as possible by the seemingly bonus that was given by the general. They want that flank to continue as long as possible.
Pull back. Forward. For glory.
Okay, so it looks like the Messalian hoplites are going to slowly be killed, because they're going to be charged from behind by the royal peltists.
Quick march. Yes. Riders at the double.
It looks like their very heavy shock cavalry was captured by some other heavy shock cavalry, and there's going to be a battle between them two. But they're seemingly reinforcements from the swordsmen, as this is slowly going to be having the hoplites dead, definitely with the Tarentine cav in the way. Messalia and hoplites here going to be dying. He's just about saved his captain there, his hoplites there, from any problems, and that Royal Peltis is doing fine as well, but his only reinforcement, his only other Peltis, is actually dying, which is why these troops are moving in as well to try and kill these hoplites. Okay, so now there's a little bit of a cavalry attack happening for the Epirus, for Xani, and he's going to try and kill these slingers over here, but he's going to be captured by some Tarentine cav. As it seems to be that this flank has actually been won by Xani, and he has actually fully taken this force, and he is moving more reinforcements into attack this area and this area, which is the only two melee combatant areas left. Definitely, as these heavy shock cavalry have been killed by the Thessalian guy. I've forgotten his name. I'm so forgetful of names, sorry guys. Looks like their general is being charged at, but he has got his shield wall up, so that means the Tarentine cav are not going to be as effective as he thought it would be. But it looks like these troops are slowly being killed as well, which means that this general is most likely going to be dead, unfortunately. Fortunately for him, as more and more reinforcements, melee reinforcements, are going to be charging. What I would have done for this is to get more melee troops for this player, Hora, that's his name, Hora, because with more melee troops he would have been able to properly deal with all of the heavy shock cavalry that was happening from Xani's troops. And even though all the shock cavalry had been gone, the shock cavalry were used to deal a large amount of morale penalties towards the other force. And so, with such good heavy shock cavalry, he was able to win this battle easily. But I would have given more melee troops to be able to combat effectively against this. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Check out the Facebook group, Twitter group and the Steam group, and also check out the Discord chat. All of this will be in the main page of my YouTube channel. Okay, thank you and goodbye.